As many as 1,113 luxury apartments put up for sale by realty giant DLF recently went off the shelf within 3 days. Their collective worth was a staggering 7,200 crore rupees. And according to reports, NRIs bought 25% of the units sold. NRIs are now upbeat about the domestic real estate market. Until 2020, about 10% of total real estate investments in India came from them. This share soared to 15% by November 2023, and it is projected to touch 20% by 2025. PropTech unicorn No Broker has said this in its recent report. And most NRIs prefer premium properties with large and spacious homes. 26% of NRI buyers expressed interest in properties with budgets over 1 crore rupees. The Indian luxury real estate sector's size was at $31 billion in 2023 and is expected to reach $83 billion by 2028, growing at a CAGR of 21.8%. A report by Mordor Intelligence says. Additionally, NRIs also prefer cities and localities which offer better amenities. Bengaluru tops the list, with 29% NRIs preferring it. Mumbai comes next with 24%, Hyderabad with 18%, followed by Chennai, Pune, and Delhi NCR. Expats from the US, Singapore, Canada, Germany, UK, and Kenya are buying the bulk of these properties. But why are NRIs showing an increased interest in the real estate market?
The main reason why NRIs have been purchasing properties in India is because of the depreciation of the rupee. Now the rupee is, relatively weak, and therefore it makes sense for them to put their money into property. And another reason why NRIs have been investing is now because from 2016 we have the RERA in place, and most of the big developers are compliant with RERA to a large extent. So there's now a lot of transparency and there's a lot of security for lottees. Now that's the reason why the NRIs have been investing.
Industry observers say that apart from the depreciating rupee, NRIs are also investing due to an emotional connection with India, buying properties for holiday homes or for future needs in case they want to return to the country. About 60% of the residential property demand among NRIs is for personal use, while 25 to 30% is for investment purposes. But some believe that NRI's increased interest in the domestic real estate market is pushing up the prices of residential properties. India is now the 14th costliest country globally according to Knight Frank's Global House Price Index. It gained 18 spots in 2023. The country also saw a 5.9% year-on-year rise in prices of housing properties in the second quarter of 2024, against a global average of 3.5%. So, are NRIs driving the domestic property prices?
If you look at the buying that NRIs are doing, it is more or less confined to the luxury and the upper segment part of it, right? Where the bulk of the Indian real estate market comprises of budget and affordable as well. So, in my opinion, while it will have some minor impact on the overall, but the major impact will be seen on the luxury segment of the real estate. And if you have to break down what is driving the increase in price of the real estate, there are a couple of factors. We need to understand that for almost 5 to 8 years before COVID, the real estate prices were stagnant. They did not move anywhere. And what we are seeing is a mix of catch-up also happening. Plus, the industry has come back quite strongly, and also the land acquisition has been done at a pretty costly on the higher side.
Till FY 2022, NRIs had invested $14.9 billion in the Indian real estate market, according to a study by a realty firm. In 2023, reports say that there was a 35% year-on-year jump in these investments by Indians living in foreign nations. While the bulk of these buyers buy for end use, investors and speculators too are putting their money as well, which in turn may drive up the housing cost. Critics also argue that the surge in NRI investments could create an artificial demand, leading to a potential real estate bubble. So, are there enough regulations in place for domestic home buyers?
There are no regulations to safeguard anybody's interest if prices go up and then later there's a glut in the market and prices go down. Because that's based on how the market works. So there are definitely regulations in place to ensure that developers do not take advantage of innocent home buyers, whether it's NRIs or not. But I don't think there are any regulations which will ensure that there's no artificial bubble created, which might ensure that there's later a glut in the market. Assuming that the NRIs were starting today, and they raise the prices by 10% or 20% over the next couple of years, what about the hundreds of thousands of resident Indians who bought over the last 2 or 3 years, who will get the benefit of that upside? So, I think, the benefit is enjoyed by both residents and non-residents.
Industry observers believe that market benefits of investment in housing properties will be equally enjoyed by domestic investors as well as NRIs, which will shoot up the overall housing property prices. And with the Real Estate Regulatory Authority ensuring no foul play from developers, the NRI's interest in India will continue to increase as they are betting big on the overall performance of the Indian economy, which seems to be a bright spot amid a global slowdown.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
He's making plans for an early retirement. Business Standard.